Oyakodon. This is one of the foods that I've been wanting to try while I'm here, but I'm going to keep the lid on because I'm going to talk to you for a minute. So, welcome to Tokyo. We took a bullet train from Kyoto to Tokyo today, and now we're in Tokyo. We were going to go to Takeshita Street, but we were so tired. My mom's sick. I wasn't feeling that great, so we kind of just had a vegetable day, but just not really. We had like a few hours to vegetable. But tonight, I'm going to eat this quite early because we are going go-karting, which I'm so excited for. We're going to a place where hopefully we can rent onesies to wear so I can get the full Mario Kart experience because I am a huge Mario Kart fan. Rosalina is my number one. Fight me on that if you will. But I am going to eat my oyakodon and then we are going to head off go-karting. I will see you there. After the yummy food, we hopped on a train to streetcar, then we put on some minion onesies and were shown our carts and taught how to drive, and then we were driving in the middle of Shibuya Scramble. We drove this a couple times and it was so surreal. People would cheer, people would like get super excited as we drove past, and it was just super fun. So I'm rushing a bit this morning, but we are about to go thrifting, and I'm not sure where we're going thrifting, but we're gonna go thrifting and vintage shopping. And then later we're going to go on a bus to go to a Mount Fuji car tour ride, but I'll explain all that later. So let's go thrifting. We met up with our guide at the Hachiko statue, which makes me so sad but so good. And then we were out thrifting. I found this cool store where I ended up buying a scarf and I think a shirt. I have to get this. I feel like it's in my birthright. And then I thought this was so funny. This is a Target brand that I found in Japan. And then we were on a bus to go to the town where we were going to see Mount Fuji. So we just got to where we are for the next few days and I need to show you this room. So start off pretty normal. There's a little bit of a mini fridge, kettle, bathroom over here with amazing Japanese toilets. But this is the view from my bed. So here's bed, controlled with a remote. So, dropped it. Controlled with a remote so it can go flatter, but bam! Look how cool that is. So while I'm lying in bed, all the birds can come and see me through my dome. So cool! Have a little 7-Eleven haul for dinner because there's no kitchen or like restaurants around here. So we have vegetables, apples, pickled plum onigiri, and I'll show you how to open it because it opens really cool, and some soft-boiled eggs. So there's a pull down tab here. You pull this down and that opens the back. Then you peel off one side, peel off the other side, and boom, you still have crispy seaweed around your rice so that the seaweed doesn't get soggy. Yum! This is pickled plum. Since it was cold out, we had to dress warmly, and I've learned that my family loves to dress up. So we put on some fun hats, and then we were shown our cue cars. And guys, this tour was one of the coolest things I've ever done. We saw Mount Fuji, which was so crazy. I mean, I was just in awe of seeing it. This park where we stopped was so serene and it was just so peaceful and so much fun. The tour was 3 hours long and we got to stop and see shrines, and then we stopped at this lake where we actually got to see Mount Fuji disappear, and by the time we hopped on a bus, Mount Fuji was gone. So we've just gotten off the bus. And this is where I'm going to be staying, and it's like I'm staying in my own little pod hotel. I could sleep in this pod, I could sleep in this pod, I could sleep in this pod, I could sleep in this pod. Actually, no, I don't trust the vibes of this pod, but I could sleep in this one. Of course, I found a place to go looking for Sunny Angels and Smiskies, and they had so many Sunny Angels and Smiskies. It was kind of crazy and a bit overwhelming. But right near it was a place to get taiyaki, so my mom finally got to try her taiyaki. She had red bean and it was delicious. And then there was a Taito station, so I had to go in. I just had to. Good morning. I feel like I haven't spoken to a camera in a while, so that's why we're doing that while I get ready for the day. So, today we are going to a cute little town. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but this is where we are going because initially today I wanted to go to the Studio Ghibli park, or like Studio Ghibli museum, but it's closed for the whole week that we're here, so we can't go here. But this cute town looks very Studio Ghibli coded, like it looks like a Studio Ghibli place come to life, so I'm very excited for that. So we are gonna go there, and there's a cat cafe and just some cute stores, so we're gonna go to that, and then there's a gluten-free bakery that we're gonna go to after for lunch. But yesterday you saw everything we did. The Q car tour was so much fun. I've never seen Mount Fuji before because when we came a couple of years ago it was all covered, because Mount Fuji is only visible for about 70 to 80 days of the whole entire year, and we got super lucky. They told us that if you want to see Mount Fuji, come on the 6 a.m. tour, not the 10 o'clock one, and that was the key because then we got to see Mount Fuji. Then after the Mount Fuji tour we took a bus back to Tokyo. Then we went to go to this hotel, or like Airbnb, I can't not drop things, to this Airbnb, and then we went out for lunch. We went to Gluten-Free Tea's kitchen, which I've seen all over social media of like, if you want a gluten-free restaurant, that's where you should go, and I got ramen. Didn't love it. I've never had ramen before other than like 2-minute noodles, and I didn't love this kind of ramen. I think I'm more of an udon lover than a ramen lover, but yeah, it was good, just wasn't my fave. And then we went to the Sunny Angel and Smisky store, which was so fun. I mainly just bought Sunny Angels for other people, but I did end up getting one for me, so maybe I'll open that up with you later. But speaking of later today I am going to go to the same place that Sophia Nygaard went to when she did her like glow up for like 24 hours in Japan, this video. I'm going to the same spa and I'm so excited, and I'm getting a face slimming facial. I just have a lot of facial tension, like I think I have a lot of jaw pain from clenching my jaw, so they're gonna work out all that. So here's my face before. Ignore all the concealer, and we'll see if my face is smaller after. But I am going to finish getting ready now, and I'll see you when my hair is done and when I get changed. Let's see if I can do a cool transition.
We were there right when it opened, and we went straight to their cat cafe, which was cuteness overwhelming. There were so many cats and they were just everywhere. And then it was food time, and then they were really everywhere. They were all over the place. We got some lovely tea because it's a cafe. We had to get tea, and I loved where this cat was sitting. If I was a cat, this was where I would be sitting. And then we also got treats, so we were able to feed the cats, and that was really fun.
I love being a dealer.
This grey cat would even push my hand down so that it could get the treats. It was so funny and precious. And then now this cat was mischievous because he was blocking the doorway so that other cats couldn't go through the cat hole. There were so many unique personality cats. Like this one was just so grumpy but loved getting pet, and this one was Brownie. Brownie kept on staring me down, and we were told not to pet Brownie because Brownie was mean, but he kept on staring me down, and it kind of felt like I was about to be attacked, but like a cute attack. Then we went to their gift store, which was up like above the cat cafe, and they had such cute merch. Just this whole place was so magical. It literally felt like a piece of a Studio Ghibli movie. I loved it. Oh, and here's my after for my facial. I'm not sure if you could tell a difference, but I felt a difference. My face felt so good after.
So right now we are about to head out the door to go to the Lucky Cat train to then go to the Lucky Cat temple. So excited. Yeah, just really cute. I'm trying on a new hairstyle today. Be nice. The back of my head is typically not my business, but I want it to look nice. So yeah, wearing my Miffy shirt. And we're going to head off to the Lucky Cat temple, then we're going to go to Asaksuka, I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, to then go to a glass engraving class, which is going to be pretty cool. Then I think we're going to go to a jiggly pancake place for lunch, and I think that's all we're doing today, so let's go see that.
We had to wait for this train for a little bit, but it was so worth it. It was so whimsical. Like, why can't normal trains be like this? I mean, the handles were little lucky cats. It was so cute. And then we were at the temple, which this is known as the Lucky Cat or Beckoning Cat, because legend has it that a temple cat saved a samurai lord from a sudden thunderstorm by beckoning him inside, and today these serene grounds feature thousands of these cat statues, and you're supposed to buy a cat, which I did, and then make a wish, and when a wish comes true you need to return the cat back to the temple, which I thought was a really sweet idea. And my favorite part about this is I found a dog and a duck hiding in the lucky cats. Like, I just thought this was so cute and so funny. There's also some other temples as well as an actual brass or copper lucky cat to rub its paw for good luck. Good kitty. Boop. After leaving the most adorable shrine, we hopped on the Lucky Cat train by pure coincidence. It was honestly a tiny bit frustrating after having to wait for the Lucky Cat train to get here. Now we just happened to get it to leave, but we wanted to go to a jiggly pancake place, but the place I found was completely booked out. So we went to an acai place instead, and I was really happy because I got to try a pink strawberry, and my ranking goes red strawberry, pink strawberry, white strawberry. Red is still the best. But then we went to walk through a bit of a saksuka before actually finding another Taito station. Now listen, here's a bit of a story time while we were at all these Taito stations. We kept on, well, first I won these. I won this cute little gorilla and this little cat in a shark costume, and then behind me was this little panda on a tricycle, which felt straight out of a horror movie or Glee. But this is the story time. I kept on wanting to win this Miffy case because I wanted it to carry my passports in it, and we were so determined. Every Taito station had it, and we kept on trying to win it. Eventually, there was actually an employee who saw my dad and I struggling, and he moved it so that we could win it, which was really kind and really sweet. And after trying at every single Taito station, I finally got my passport holder. So this is now holding all my passports, and it will until the end of time. And another story time is I was walking around and there was this guy who wanted to win this printer, and it was right on the edge, but he was 100 yen short. So I gave him my 100 yen, and then he won it while I was standing there. And then he turned around and gave it to me, saying, "I didn't want this, I just wanted to win it, but you are so kind, I'm now going to give it to you." So with all our kind prizes in tow, Mom and I went to our glass engraving class. Come with me to a glass engraving class in Japan. This is the tool that you use. It's basically a spinning wheel with water streaming onto it. It isn't sharp enough to cut your finger, but is sharp enough to engrave the glass. So you start out by choosing your color of glass and then choosing the design that you want. I ended up going for an iris design because this whole trip my family and I kept on seeing irises. And then I went over to the engraver and started engraving my flowers. Here's the before and the after. I absolutely loved how it turned out. This class was about 60 minutes, but you can be there for 90 minutes. And at the end, they even had a little professional setup for you to take photos with your glass, which I thought was super duper cool. And this is their name and address. That was our last activity in Japan, which was pretty bittersweet. We'd done so much, from go-karting to cooking classes to putting ourselves in kimonos to getting a desperately needed scalp treatment. But I owe it all to my parents. I am so grateful that I could go on this trip with them, and they would indulge every single thing that I wanted to do. I'd want to stop in a shop, they'd say, "Let's go do it." And I am so grateful for the memories that I made with them, because it was the best trip of my life. So to Mom and Dad, thank you for a trip that I will never, 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 ever forget. I love you both with all my heart.